What if I told you that the most powerful thing you could say is nothing at all? That the moment you stop explaining, stop justifying, stop reacting, she starts wondering. She thought you'd beg. She thought you'd plead. She thought you'd crack under the weight of your emotions. But instead, you did something she never saw coming. You disappeared. And now, your silence is speaking louder than any words ever could. Most men crumble when they're heartbroken. They send long messages, trying to reason with someone who has already made up their mind. They ask, why? They beg for closure. They try to remind her of the good times, thinking that nostalgia will bring her back. But all that does is confirm one thing: he's still emotionally available. And in the game of attraction, emotional availability to someone who has already left is weakness. But you are about to do something different. You are about to shift from the mindset of the desperate to the mindset of the Stoic. You will not seek closure. You will not chase. You will not ask for explanations, because the truth is, you don't need them. A man who understands his worth doesn't waste time convincing someone else of it. A man who knows his value doesn't need to prove it through words. He proves it through his absence. Understand this. Your greatest power is in your ability to walk away and mean it. The moment you stop giving her the attention she expected, she will feel the void. She will notice the silence. And as the days pass, as your name no longer lights up her phone, as she sees you moving forward without hesitation, doubt will creep in. Did I make the right choice? Why isn't he fighting for me? Did he ever really care? And the irony. That moment of doubt is far more powerful than anything you could have ever said. But this isn't just about making her regret her decision. This is about you stepping into a version of yourself that no longer waits for validation. This is about self-respect. This is about growth. This is about becoming a man who is so solid, so grounded, so internally powerful that the world bends around him, not the other way around. She expected you to break. She expected you to wait. But what she never saw coming was your silence. If you're done feeling powerless, if you're ready to step into your strength, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. My silence is my power. Number 1, the power of disappearing. She expected a reaction. She expected anger, sadness, maybe even desperation. But instead, she got nothing. And that silence, it's driving her insane. Here's the truth. People don't appreciate what they don't fear losing. As long as she knows you're there, waiting in the background, she has no reason to miss you, no reason to question her decision, no reason to feel the absence of you in her life. But the moment you vanish, the moment you go silent, everything changes. Because now you're no longer predictable, you're no longer available. And the human mind, it craves what it can't have. Disappearing is not weakness. It's not giving up. It's the most powerful move you can make. It forces her to sit with the reality of her choice, to feel the weight of what she walked away from. She thought you'd chase, but instead you showed her something far more terrifying. You don't need her. And let me tell you something. The moment a woman realizes that a man she expected to break is perfectly fine without her, doubt creeps in. She starts wondering if she made a mistake. She starts replaying the relationship in her head, questioning whether she took you for granted. And that thought, it haunts her. But here's the key. This only works if you mean it. If your silence is just a tactic, if you're secretly waiting for her to notice, you've already lost. True power comes from truly letting go, from understanding that your value does not decrease just because she failed to see it, from realizing that walking away isn't about making her miss you, it's about making sure you never lower yourself for someone who doesn't appreciate you. So, disappear. Not because you want her to chase you, not because you're playing a game, but because your energy, your time, your peace, these are things you will never beg for someone to value. Nope, she thought you'd beg, but now your silence is breaking her. If you're done chasing ghosts, if you're ready to reclaim your power, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below, I do not chase, I attract. Number 2, control what you can, ignore the rest. She left. She made her choice. And now you have 2 options. Waste your energy trying to change what's already done, or channel that energy into something that actually serves you. A Stoic man understands a fundamental truth. There are things in life you control, and there are things you don't. And the moment you learn to separate the two, you become untouchable. You cannot control her feelings. You cannot control her decisions, but you can control how you respond. You can control how you carry yourself. You can control the kind of man you become after this. So stop overthinking. Stop analyzing every conversation, every text, every little detail, hoping to find the answer to why. It doesn't matter. The moment she decided to walk away, the situation left your hands. And now, your only job is to focus on what's within your power, your mindset, your growth, your peace. Understand this. Every second you spend dwelling on her is a second stolen from your own self-improvement. Every thought wasted on what could have been is energy you could be using to build what will be. Because the man who masters his emotions, he masters his life. And that, my friend, is what separates the weak from the strong. And here's the ironic part. When you stop trying to control the outcome, when you truly let go, that's when the power shifts. That's when she starts to notice. Because while she expected you to fight for her, to cling to the past, you did something far more powerful. You moved forward without hesitation. And that's something she never prepared for. Nope. She thought you'd wait, but instead, you chose yourself. If you're done wasting energy on what's out of your control, if you're ready to shift your focus inward, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below, I master myself. I master my life. Number 3, indifference is magnetic. Nothing unsettles a person more than realizing they no longer have control over your emotions. And that's exactly what indifference does. It removes the power they once had over you. She expected you to care, to still be watching, still be hoping, still be affected by her absence. But when she looks at you now, nothing, no reaction, no desperation, no sign that she even crosses your mind. And that is what drives her crazy. Understand this, emotions create attachment. When you react, whether it's anger, sadness, or even bitterness, you're still showing that you care, and as long as she knows she still affects you, she has nothing to miss. But when you detach, when you show indifference, suddenly the roles reverse. Suddenly, she's the one who starts to wonder, did he ever really love me? Has he already replaced me? Was I never that important to him? Indifference forces her to sit with her own emotions because she no longer has yours to feed off of. It forces her to reflect, to question, to feel the emptiness of losing a man who doesn't look back. And here's the real kicker. When a woman starts to feel like she's losing her hold on you, she will test you. She might post things to get your attention. She might send a random message just to see if you still care. But a man who understands his worth, he doesn't fall for it. He remains untouchable. Indifference isn't an act. It's not pretending. It's truly realizing that you do not need her validation, that her leaving did not break you, it freed you. And when you embody that energy, people feel it. She will feel it. And the moment she realizes she lost a man who no longer cares, that's when the regret begins. Nope. She thought you'd react, but your indifference is haunting her. If you're done proving your worth to people who don't see it, if you're ready to become truly untouchable, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I am unshaken. I am unstoppable. Number 4, when she realizes you're gone for good. At first, she didn't think much of it. She assumed you were just giving her space, maybe licking your wounds, waiting for the right moment to reach out. But then, nothing. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. and suddenly it hit her. You're really gone. That's the moment the regret begins to creep in, because the truth is, she never expected you to disappear completely. She thought you'd orbit around her, that she could move on at her own pace, knowing you were still an option. But when she finally looks over her shoulder and realizes you're no longer there, a terrifying thought enters her mind. Did I just lose a man who actually mattered? See, most men make it easy. They make themselves accessible. They leave the door open, even if it's just a crack. They respond when she checks in. They fall for the breadcrumbs. They let her know, even subtly, that she still holds a place in their heart. And as long as she senses that, she has nothing to miss. But when you go silent, when you move on without hesitation, when she realizes that the option she once had is no longer available, that's when reality hits her like a train. And let me tell you something, the human mind has a cruel way of making the past seem better than it actually was. She will start to romanticize, to remember the way you made her feel, to see you in a new light. Not because she suddenly changed, but because the absence of you is louder than the presence of anyone else. But here's where most men fail. When she reaches out, when she throws out that "I miss you," just to see if the door is still open, they take the bait. They see it as a victory, proof that their silence worked. But what they don't realize is that the real power move isn't in making her miss you. It's in making sure she understands. You are never coming back. Nope. She thought you'd wait forever, but you've already closed the door. If you're done being someone's backup plan, if you're ready to become the man who never looks back, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. The past does not define me. I move forward. Number 5. The silent transformation. She thought you were just taking time to heal. She thought, eventually, you'd crack. That one day, you'd send that "I miss you" text. That you'd show up, just like she expected. But instead, you disappeared into the shadows. And what came out on the other side? A man she no longer recognizes. Because while she was busy assuming you were suffering, you were building. You were evolving. You took the pain and turned it into fuel. You took the silence and turned it into focus. You didn't just move on, you leveled up. And now, the man she left no longer exists. See, most people expect a breakup to break you. They expect you to stay the same, to remain frozen in the version of yourself that they walked away from. But the moment you step into the best version of yourself, the moment you improve mentally, physically, financially, and emotionally, you shift the entire dynamic. Because now, you're not the man who lost her. You're the man she lost. And that is a reality she never prepared for. She sees it, whether it's through mutual friends, social media, or just an unshakable feeling in her gut. She knows you've changed. And nothing haunts a person more than realizing the man they walked away from was just a preview of the man he was about to become. But here's the key. You don't do this for her. You don't level up to prove anything. You do this because you refuse to be the guy who stays stagnant. You do this because your potential is far greater than any temporary heartbreak. You do this because, at the end of the day, your success, your peace, your growth, these are things no one can ever take from you. Nope. She thought you'd stay the same, but now she wouldn't even recognize you. If you're done being defined by your past, if you're ready to become the man you were meant to be, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I rise in silence. I build in the dark. Number 6. The psychology of reverse pursuit. She thought she had the power. She thought you'd always be there, lingering in the background, waiting for her to change her mind. But now something strange is happening. The roles are reversing, and the very thing she once ran from is now the thing she can't stop thinking about. Why? Because humans crave what they can't have. It's simple psychology. The moment you remove yourself as an option, the moment you stop seeking, stop waiting, stop reacting, you trigger something deep within her subconscious. Scarcity. And scarcity creates value. It's no different than a luxury brand. If something is always available, always easy to obtain, people take it for granted. But the moment it becomes rare, the moment they realize they might never have access to it again, its value skyrockets. And now, she's feeling it. The man she thought she could replace isn't just gone, he's unattainable. And the moment she senses that, the chase begins. She'll start with something small, a random like, a comment, a message just to check in. But understand this, it's not about love, it's about control. She's testing the waters, trying to see if she still has access to you. But a man who understands his worth, he doesn't fall for the bait. Because here's the truth, if she really wanted you, she wouldn't be testing your availability. She'd be proving hers. She wouldn't be looking for validation, she'd be showing regret. And until that happens, you owe her nothing. No response, no reaction, no explanation. The second you stop chasing, you force her to face the reality of her own decisions. You make her question everything. And that shift, that's what makes her want you more than ever. Not because you played a game, but because you became the prize. Nope. She thought she was in control, but now she's the one who's chasing. If you're done running after people who don't value you, if you're ready to become the prize, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below, I do not chase. I attract what is meant for me. Number 7. Becoming the Stoic Alpha. She expected you to be weak, to break under the weight of her absence, to sit around waiting, hoping, yearning for another chance. But what she didn't expect was for you to become the kind of man who doesn't need her, or anyone else, to feel whole. Because here's the truth, the most powerful man in the room is the one who is emotionally untouchable, the one who cannot be manipulated by compliments or destroyed by rejection, the one who remains centered, calm, and unbothered no matter what happens. That's the Stoic Alpha, a man who is ruled by reason, not emotion. A man who walks away without hesitation when he is not valued. This isn't about pretending not to care. It's about truly embodying a mindset where external circumstances do not shake you, where a breakup, an insult, a moment of rejection does not faze you, because you are grounded in something far deeper than fleeting emotions. You understand that your worth is not determined by anyone's validation, and that kind of energy is magnetic. It shifts the way people see you. It commands respect. Because people, especially women, are drawn to strength. And nothing is stronger than a man who cannot be broken by loss. A woman may not always know what she wants, but she knows what she doesn't want. Weakness, desperation, neediness. She may not consciously realize it, but she will always gravitate towards a man who is self-sufficient, who wants her but does not need her. That's the man she can't forget, the man who leaves a lasting impression, the man who makes her wonder, what does he have that makes him so unshaken? And that, my friend, is the moment everything shifts. When you stop looking for approval, when you stop explaining yourself, when you realize that you are the source of your own power, your own peace, your own success, that's when you become the kind of man who never has to chase again. Nope. She thought you'd stay weak, but instead, you became untouchable. If you're done being ruled by emotion, if you're ready to become the man who commands respect, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I am unshaken. I am in control. Number 8. No contact is not a game, it's a lifestyle. She thought silence was just a phase, that you were using it as a tactic, that eventually you'd slip up, check in, break the silence, prove that she still has some level of control over you. But here's what she doesn't understand. No contact isn't a strategy. It's a standard. It's a lifestyle. A man who truly values himself does not keep doors open for people who walked away. He doesn't wait for breadcrumbs. He doesn't sit around hoping for closure, for validation, for a moment of weakness on her part, so he can feel better about himself. He walks away because he understands one thing clearly. The past is the past. and anything that belongs there has no place in his future. This is where most men fail. They go no contact with an expectation. They think if they stay quiet long enough, she'll come back, and maybe she will. But the real power move? It's when you no longer care whether she does or not. Because when you remove the expectation, when you stop seeing silence as a strategy and start seeing it as a boundary, everything shifts. You stop waiting, you stop hoping, you stop thinking of her at all. And that's when the transformation happens, not when she notices your silence, but when you realize it doesn't matter if she does. No contact is not a tool to get her back. It's a declaration that you will never again beg for someone who failed to see your worth. And that's what breaks her the most. Not your silence itself, but the realization that your silence is permanent, that she is no longer a factor in your life, that you're not coming back, not now, not ever. Nope. She thought this was temporary, but you've already moved on. If you're done using silence as a tactic and ready to make it a lifestyle, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I do not wait. I do not look back. Number 9. When she comes back, or doesn't. At some point, the silence gets to her. The absence becomes unbearable, and suddenly she starts looking for a way back in. Maybe it's a simple, "Hey, how have you been?" Maybe it's a random like on an old photo. Maybe she even sends a full apology, telling you she's been thinking about you, that she misses what you had. And this is where most men fail. Because they see her return as a victory. They think, I won. My silence worked. Now I can finally have her back. But here's the real question. Do you even want her back? Think about it. If she left, if she walked away, if she made the conscious decision that life was better without you, then why should she get a second chance now? Because she feels lonely, because she's suddenly realizing she made a mistake, because she wants to see if she still has access to you. A man who has mastered himself does not let people come and go from his life like a revolving door. He does not allow someone who abandoned him to return whenever it's convenient for them. He does not entertain those who only miss him when they see him thriving. And if she doesn't come back, even better, because that means the universe just confirmed what you already knew. She was never meant for the man you are becoming. Either way, the outcome is the same. You win. Whether she regrets it or not, whether she tries to come back or never speaks to you again, it makes no difference. Because by the time she realizes what she lost, you will be so far ahead, so evolved, so deeply invested in your own growth that her absence will no longer matter. Nope. She thought she had a way back in, but you've already closed the door. If you're done waiting for someone who left, if you're ready to embrace whatever comes next, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I do not accept what I once let go. Number 10. The final move, living so well that it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the real goal was never to make her regret leaving. It was never about making her miss you, about reversing the roles, about proving a point. The real goal was to become so focused on your own life, your own success, your own happiness, that none of it matters anymore. This is the ultimate level of power, not caring whether she regrets it or not needing closure, not seeking revenge, not waiting for her to realize what she lost. Because by the time she does, you'll be so far ahead, so deeply invested in the man you've become, that even if she begged to come back, you wouldn't even flinch. This is where you break free. This is where you step into a reality where you are the prize. Your purpose is your mission, and no one, not her, not anyone, can shake your foundation. You start traveling, building, creating. Your energy is no longer spent on memories of the past, but on the limitless potential of your future. You become a man so powerful in his own existence that even if she never realizes what she lost, you don't care, because you've gained something far more important: peace, purpose, mastery. And that's the final move, not proving a point, not getting her back, but becoming so fulfilled, so whole, so untouchable, that the past simply fades into nothing. Nope. She thought you'd always care, but now you don't even think about her. If you're done living for the past and ready to build a future so great that nothing else matters, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below, "I am free. I am unstoppable." That's it. The final move. The moment where you step into a life that is truly yours. Now tell me, are you ready to embrace it? So now you know. The real power was never in getting her back. It was never in making her miss you, never in playing some game of manipulation. The real power was in becoming a man so strong, so grounded, so completely fulfilled within himself, that she became irrelevant. She thought you'd beg. She thought you'd crumble. She thought you'd sit around, waiting for the day she might change her mind. But instead, you disappeared. You built. You evolved. And now you are untouchable. This is what Stoic power looks like. A man who controls himself, who controls his emotions, who controls his own destiny. A man who does not look back, who does not wait, who does not chase. A man who understands that loss is not an ending, it's an opportunity to become greater than ever before. And that's what you did. You mastered yourself. You elevated beyond the need for closure, beyond the need for validation, beyond the need to prove anything to anyone. You became the kind of man that she and the world cannot ignore. Nope. She thought you'd suffer, but instead, you thrived. If you're done living in the past, if you're ready to claim your power and step into the life you were meant to live, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. This is Stoic Blessing, and remember, your silence is your power.